Thank you all for joining us for Anime Expo 2017. We're here live at the LA Convention Center in the beautiful city of Los Angeles, California.
Los.
That's right.
It's Los.
I'm Leo with Rick and Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah, going through the whole thing.
So guys, okay, so I'm tired. I don't know about you, but this was a day.
Can you see
Rosie
my
Fuentes,
eyes?
what's up?
This was a day.
Look at my eyes, guys.
Rick is running on 3 hours of sleep in the past.
I'm like
12 hours.
48 hours, maybe?
3 hours on the top. 3 hours on 12 hours. 80%.
He doesn't even know. He's done.
Rick
He's
is done,
for.
so please excuse Rick. We're excusing him, so you have to excuse him also. We're pretty hard on you usually.
I'm on like my last maybe like 5% battery here.
Rick is on his 5% battery.
And let's explain to the people at home. I actually came a day early. I came in on Friday, and I actually got more sleep.
You're the most well-rested out of the bunch.
But with
and a big butt.
and as isolated, I don't really want to do a reveal right now because a lot of the people that watch our Daddy's Game Time also watch my vlog. I went on a hike on a mountain here in LA to do something special for you guys. I won't tell you what yet, but let me tell you, it was 9 miles going up and 9 miles coming back down. So a total of an 18-mile hike yesterday. And now we've been walking for how long? Like
all day long.
Since like 9 in the morning, we've been walking. We kind of roughly calculated. It came out to about a little bit over 8 miles that we've been walking here alone today. Not to mention carrying equipment, our backpacks and all this stuff that we're using to set up. So
yeah.
So those 8 miles turned into...
And that equipment is heavy.
Heavy.
I mean, let me just show you. We have... I can't even lift it.
Smack Leo on top of the head with that.
This thing here, it's really heavy. I don't know if you can see.
Don't
how
drop
big
it.
This is heavy. So we've been carrying a lot of equipment, walking all over the place, and this convention center is huge.
It's pretty massive. I like Leo's analogy. If Fanime and Comic-Con
had a child,
you get Anime Expo.
Which we saw a big difference. Leo mentioned that the cosplayer to regular people ratio. It seems to be a lot less cosplayers in this convention than at Fanime. At Fanime, almost everybody is dressing up. Here, it's only a selected few. I don't know if you can see in the background here, there's a few people walking by. We're actually in the gaming hall, and they have video games. Just imagine the same idea what we already showed you at Fanime, but on a little bigger scale, I will say.
Well, I mean, to be honest, too, the scheduling is a little bit different than what Fanime does. Fanime is basically 24/7 for 4 days, 4 or 5 days. They have the actual convention center, and they have 2 or 3 hotels that also have their panels in there, right? So they have all this back and forth all day, all night. Here, it looks like they closed off the majority of the convention center. So the main hall, which is the art exhibit, the artists' panels and whatnot, all of that was shut down at about 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Give or take.
So they basically kicked us out, and they were like moving us along. And only like this section and other smaller sections of this are still open. For how long, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not 24/7, but it's going to be open for just a while longer. So even though we can't go over there, we're still over on a portion of what's still open. So with that, we haven't been able to see as many people because, they're gone.
Right.
Probably not going to be doing the 24/7 thing here. I mean, they're not. So they're probably going back to their hotels, probably resting, getting ready for the next cosplay.
And let's talk about that, resting, because these cosplayers came in to a huge line. They were waiting for
9 cons.
6 hours
5 to
just to be able to register
5
to
to
get
6
their
hours.
badge and come into the con. So by the time most of these people actually got in, sorry, it's closed, gotta leave.
Imagine, yeah, we were actually, so we're streaming this live. You guys are seeing this obviously live.
It's happening right now.
But we also have a lot of footage that we've been recording offline. So that stuff we're going to be uploading later. We had a lot of interviews, and in one of those interviews, a young lady was telling us that they came. What time? I can't remember exactly what time they got here, but by the time we interviewed her, she said that she's only been there for about maybe an hour. tops.
Yeah.
And prior to that, she was in line for like 6 hours. So her whole day was just basically in line, not even at the convention. Outside the convention, just in line. So that's a lot of dedication for a lot of people that want to be here, that want to come in here. And I think she said this was like her 4th, 5th, 6th year coming.
Right.
So, I mean.
And there's a lot of people that come from out of town as well, from out of the country as well. So you gotta give props to those people that, want to partake on the anime festivities, on the Japanese culture. Everything revolves around that here at this convention. But that doesn't say that it leaves like the regular properties like Marvel and DC and all those comics out, because they still embrace them. But for the most part, every cosplay you see is an anime character, manga, or any type of Japanese culture reference.
Yeah, it's definitely more heavy on the anime than like Marvel and DC characters. Even though we've seen quite a bit of few, but yeah, it's more anime here than anything else.
Right. A lot of Sailor Moon.
I just want to know, like
Diva.
This. I said it earlier. This is, obviously an enormous anime exposition, the biggest one in North America for anime. And the way I saw it, it's kind of like a mashup between kind of Comic-Con and Fanime, where it's quite not as big as Comic-Con, but it does have that style of a Fanime where everything still seems like very friendly.
Yeah.
Whereas Comic-Con, it's a little more edgy.
Yeah, but we have to also mention the amount of security that they have here. There was a lot of police officers on duty here, watching that everything was done accordingly, and also a lot of security guards and volunteers throughout the convention center. For those that haven't been here before, this is my first time being at this place before, and I was just like, what? It's huge. It's really, really big. There's a lot of halls. There's a lot of places where you can have meetings, rooms, and you can get lost easy.
What's up, Andrew?
Our thing was that we wanted to get a footing to what we were doing, and it was impossible. There was a point where I asked these guys, what are we doing? We're just walking aimlessly. We need to get to do some, footage, some content. We're like, yeah, dude, but we have to get going and find out what we are.
Got some techno happening in the background.
You're welcome.
They got some arcades back there, so I don't know if it's maybe like a DDR kind of thing going or something.
So yeah, it's as far as events go, we had the main hall filled with vendors.
Yes.
And a lot of very special booths, very creative. They had like a little game type of thing going on with some of the Dragon Ball universe characters. Also, we have this hall here, the gaming hall. We've got a lot of panels also happening throughout the entire convention center. And I think the highlight is the lobby, because that's where all the fans gather. That's where all the cosplayers cosplay. And that's always, to me at least, it's the best part of coming to one of these events. Enjoying the fans themselves.
Yes. Yeah, and we met a lot of cool cosplayers. We love meeting you people because you are amazing. The amount of creativity and effort that you put into your outfits, it's insane. The amount of detail. I see a lot of people who just love the characters themselves, and it shows.
Right.
How many interviews do you think we did today? Like maybe 15, give or take?
Somewhere around 15 ballpark figure,
So watch for those
interviews. We shot like the sights and sounds of Anime Expo. We shot also like individual vlogs, what our day's been like.
I don't think we finished.
No,
we might need to combine them all.
We still got a little ways to go, and our walks back to our vehicles.
Well, the deal is we're trying to get a lot of coverage so that you that are at home and are
so
unable
more or less
attend.
what to expect. Yeah, we got a lot of coverage throughout the entire exposition today, and it's been a good time. I know a lot of people didn't have a good time, obviously, with the long lines. A lot of people called it LineCon, but at the end of the day, they were still happy to be here.
But let me tell you something, though, and I know, okay, you can take it however you want, but the convention has day -1, day 0. And those are days specifically designed where there's nothing open really, but for you to come and register to get, your
Sorry,
badge.
Kick the table.
Of course.
I do get that, but however, also I understand a lot of these people are coming from out of state.
Right.
So it's just a one-day deal for them.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's
it
kind
is
of
what it
like
is.
it balances.
Right.
But then the other thing is that, and this is a piece of advice for you, if you plan on to coming to this type of events, always pre-register and buy online. Because that was like $90 a day, I believe, if you bought online. And if you came to the con today, it was $150 cash only.
Cash money.
per day.
Yeah, per day.
Per day.
Man.
So
Most of the people that I've been seeing on their the regular attendees, not press, not any of the VIP guests, most of them are 4 days. They're going to be here
Right.
for the full weekend. So imagine if you're going to pay $150 per day.
yeah, and for a lot of people, it's worth it, depending on who you ask. I will say that it is a fun event. We had the privilege of having press, which let us go to the front of the line on everything. We didn't have to wait for nothing, and we could exit and enter at our leisure, which, that's something that a lot of people don't have. And we want to thank Axe publicly for
Right.
allowing us to cover the event.
Axe, you guys are class A.
We finally got a taste of what it is like to go to a big event like this one
Yep.
and
Yep.
cover it, which we had a lot of fun. And even though we're about dying right now, we still had fun doing it.
And we still got to drive home.
Oh, you do. I actually get to stay an extra day.
Yay for Francisco.
Yay! No, but it was, all joking aside, it was very fun. It was an awesome experience. We were talking about it too off camera. How would we compare this to Fanime?
Thanks for the likes, you guys.
To basically kind of kind of give it an overall rating. And personally, I was telling these guys that Fanime is more of a home to us because it was our first big convention that we did. It was repetitive. That we've already done 3 years, so we're familiar with the layout. They know us there. Not saying that they give us priority over anything, but they're kind of familiar with us. So when we show up and we got to do our VIP guests, they know who we are, and they know we're going to be there. So it's really cool. Here we were just scrambling almost with like our chickens with
know
our
what to do.
heads cut off, trying to figure out like where are the main panels.
Well, we know more or less what these events are about.
Yes.
It's just more. This time it was
Different structure.
Yeah, they have a different organizing body
Mhm.
that puts on this show, and obviously for them to make the arrangements that we're used to for other events is almost
There's a lot of people.
it's almost unreasonable just
Yes.
because of the sheer amount of people that come to this particular event. It's just kind of like they can't take the time, and they shouldn't take the time, honestly, to arrange all these VIP type of
Right.
meetings between us. It's kind of like on us as media to go ahead and do that. However, we knew we were going to be scrambling. We knew we weren't going to be able to cover absolutely everything that we wanted to in one day. So we went through the route where we were going to be covering as much as we humanly possibly could
Yeah.
with the allotted time that we do have. And I think that we were mostly successful on that point. Yes, it would have been nice to have a few, VIP
I think
interviews,
we got about-
but we got the most important interviews, in my opinion, and that's
I think
the
we got
interviews
about
with fans and
85% done of what we wanted to accomplish.
Yes. Especially because that was a huge chunk that we got with the interviews, because you'll see, we have a few surprises for you. I think it's going to be a fun footage that we capture, and you're probably going to enjoy.
Definitely lots of content. You'll be
Yes.
seeing it trickle out throughout the day and the weekend as it goes on.
Yeah,
Fourth
and
Fourth
we
of July
actually
weekend's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, we actually uploaded a few snapshots onto our Instagram. If you want to go check it out, I think they also uploaded to Facebook and Twitter. It's all at Daddy's Game Time. So check
Search
it.
for us, add us, friend us.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, we do. We do. Love you a lot.
So, what do you think about the merchandise that we saw?
A lot of awesome artwork. I mean,
Yeah.
given that it's kind of it's not the exact same artwork. Some of the artists aren't here that are here that aren't at Fanime, but it's kind of the same style, right? The manga, the anime, very awesome, very detailed. A lot of just creativity that goes into making these just awesome pieces of art. Actually, earlier on, we were here walking in the game. Is it here? Right? Yeah, in the gamers hall.
Mhm.
The Chalk Twins are here as well. We didn't get a
That's
chance to talk
right.
to them. We did an interview with them back in 2015.
15,
I
yeah,
believe,
when we first started.
at Fanime, and so we were introduced to them there. So they basically take chalk art to a whole new level. I mean, we're talking about big portraits,
Pieces of
canvases
art.
on cement on the floor, aside from actual paper canvases and whatnot that they sell off or that they're commissioned to do as well. But that kind of art, that kind of dedication. I was telling these guys, if I were to draw something, I mean, I'm not an artist. I can't draw. I do a stick figures. But even then, when I do something knowing it's going to be blown away, washed away within a day, it's like, what for? But these amazing ladies that dedicate this time and effort to these awesome pieces of art. Look them up, Chalk Twins.
Chalk
I
Twins.
believe they have their own
Chalk
YouTube,
Twins.
Twitter. I'm sorry, not YouTube. I'm not sure about YouTube. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and a website, I believe. So all Chalk Twins, look them up, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Anything else that
What would
that
be your
caught
advice?
attention?
What would be your advice for people coming to the con?
I think. I mean, I don't feel. I don't
Adequate?
feel like I'm there yet to where I can give people advice about this con because it's still so new to me.
Mhm.
However, for the people that have been coming for many years, that was one of the questions I kept asking.
Mhm.
Like, would you recommend it? And what they would say is, I would recommend going to a smaller con,
Get the feel of it first.
get the feel of it, because if you come to a con like this
You're gonna get overwhelmed.
and your first experience is
Standing in line.
standing in line for
Yes.
anywhere between 4 to 6 hours,
Right.
then it's gonna kind of ruin the experience
Yeah,
for you.
That's true.
Although the end payoff for most of the people was a good one. It was a good payoff for them to be able to actually
Be here.
attend this event, which is a very great event and prestigious, in the world of cons. And it's a lot of fun. We're definitely blessed because we were able to, serve as media. And so we had all access throughout everywhere we went to. The friendly people here at the convention center were just that. They were very friendly. And we didn't have really any problems at all getting in and doing what we do. However, the average fan, it's a different story. They have to wait out. And
Yeah.
luckily today was mostly overcast throughout most of the part of the day.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have to deal directly with all the heat that LA is typically accustomed to. Most other years it's in the 90s come 4th of July weekend. This year it's actually been really nice weather. A little bit warmer for our standards,
A bit muggy.
but it was still very, very comfortable for the most part.
Definitely.
The biggest thing I feel is my legs. They're like burning, they're hurting, they're achy.
Oh,
they're
see,
pricky.
I don't feel my legs at all.
Yeah.
They're gone.
That is tough. I mean, we walked how many steps, Rick?
Converted, I think it was like something a little bit over 8 miles that we walked today.
8 miles
With equipment.
Each one of us hauling anywhere between 30 to 40 pounds of equipment. So that's
A lot.
that's
you,
quite a bit.
And you have to
we're-
keep the smile.
And it's no secret. It's no secret. We're big guys to begin with. We're already hauling around more weight than we should be. Without carrying stuff. Plus add another 30, 40 pounds.
You wanna lose weight? Come walk at Anime Expo. Carry some weight.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
man.
careful with those hot dog vendors outside.
Yeah, what do you thought about that? I mean,
Leo was
we
like-
saw them
Love-
at Fanime.
I love the hot dog vendors here in the downtown LA area. They're everywhere. I don't know why, but a lot of people look down on that. I look forward to it.
Look, Rick and I were telling you this. We're not doubting that the food is good. We're not doubting that we're not going to enjoy it because we will. But the fact is that when you're talking about a street vendor, you gotta take into consideration that you're probably gonna be spending some time in the bathroom afterwards. And what we were doing today,
Yes.
that was not an option.
I will be honest with
I mean,
you.
there's
Every time I have came in the past to this particular hall, this part of LA, I always go to the hot dog vendors. It's one of the things I look forward to, and I never have problems. Like, you know,
See,
I'm a pretty healthy guy. I have a pretty tolerant stomach for the most part, and hey, if you can,
it's
you
a
will.
chance. It's a chance. I mean,
Okay, look,
let's-
I see it from the point. Okay, they're like right by the street, right? They're right by the sidewalk. What happens right by the sidewalk? Cars.
a lot of cars.
Right.
That's how I see it.
A lot of dust.
No, I
see,
I
look,
get that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the cleanest food, but for me,
See,
it's clean enough.
I take it. I'm not a germaphobe at all, but I think over time I've been getting a little bit more
Conscious about your health.
nitpicky when it comes to things like that, like
Fair
out in
enough.
the open. You see a glass case, you see everything sealed, nice and tidy and
Then
clean.
yes,
You think
heck
like, okay,
yes.
yeah. If they have their own taco truck or hot dog truck, okay,
Exactly,
everything's
yeah.
wrapped. But when they're out in the open like that,
Yes.
where do they put their tongs to grab the hot dogs? Because they're piping hot. They're frying them there for you. Mixing up all the food. Where do they get the bread? Where do they put it away? All these utensils. They just have this little tiny cart. I mean, we're talking about like a 3x1.5 to 2 like small tray where everything's cooking and prepared there all at the same time. To me, it's kind of like, so what's coming into contact outside of what's happening?
Which
there?
is not knocking them down, but I mean, like I said, we will enjoy them, we will have them, and we'll probably have to go to the bathroom a lot. We couldn't do that here.
So we wanted to stay away. Leo was tempting us, like, nah, the hot dogs, and we're like, nah,
we gotta do it.
let's walk.
You know what? Leaving here right now, I'm gonna buy some hot dogs.
Oh,
I gotta stay awake
you're
for the
done.
drive.
You're
I gotta
done.
stay awake for the drive.
you know what? Going home, I might join you on that one.
Yeah.
Now that we're going home, maybe hot dog fist.
Hot dog
I'm
fist.
not. I'm good.
No hot dog fist.
No hot dog
Hot dog
fist.
That almost sounds wrong.
Almost.
Hot dog fist.
Almost. No. Hot dog fist.
Any
jerk.
cosplay that you want to mention? Anything that stood out? That
I just want to give a shout out. I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. But we've crossed this Princess Peach for a couple of
that's
years at
right.
Fanime.
Yes, we always
At
see
this
her.
year's Fanime, we saw her. She was part of our music video. Excellent job. I want to just say thank you very much.
Yes, you're awesome.
We ran into her today also.
Mhm.
I have to go personally thank her again. She was great in the music video we did at Fanime, and unfortunately she was just coming through an escalator, and just quickly, our paths
Hey,
crossed,
bye.
and it was one of those high and by situations, so we couldn't really capture any new footage with her. But Princess Peach, thank you so much. I
You're the
appreciate
real
it.
MVP.
You're the real MVP.
Another highlight was Sailor Moon.
That one was all you. You
I
were excited about
requested. I
that.
specifically request. It wasn't even my turn to do interviews.
Well, wait.
I specifically requested to interview this Sailor Moon because my daughters absolutely like Sailor Moon, even though I don't think, to my knowledge, they've ever seen
Wait.
the anime.
Have you told your daughters that Drake actually got to interview one of the bad people from that show, from one of the bad guys?
Yeah, Cindy Robbins.
Robinson.
No, they don't know about that. They don't.
well,
because I don't think they've seen the show. I don't
okay.
think they have. I don't think they have. But they know who Sailor Moon is. I don't know how, but they know who
do.
Sailor Moon is.
What they
So-
say, Papa,
So,
Papa.
so I was excited.
Papa Leo.
I was excited, to see Sailor Moon. I was like, hey, I have to do
But
this.
wait,
I have to do it for my
when
kids.
they
I have
like,
to get her to
Papa,
do a
if you
shout
see
out.
if you see Sailor Moon, get an interview with her.
No, it wasn't quite like that. It's just kind of like here and there, and it wasn't anything recent. It's like throughout the last year, like, oh, Dad, you know who Sailor Moon is? I'm like, sort of. I mean, I know it's an anime. I know what she looks like,
Right.
but I don't know anything about the mythos of the character. So I might have to get to it. You know, look it up. I heard
Well, yeah,
she
if
has
they-
a long history of anime.
If they see the interview that you did with Sailor Moon, I think they're gonna be wanting to
Actually check out the
tell
show.
you more. Like, oh, I want to see more. I want to
Right,
know more.
right.
So
And
Quite
that's how you
possibly.
indoctrinated your daughters into anime. You're welcome.
Well, they're already
Through
in the
means of
process of
Sailor
watching
Moon.
Dragon Ball Z. They're hooked on it.
which we saw a lot of DBZ.
Which
DBZ
I'm a little
fight,
jealous because as they're watching it, I'm on
You remember.
quote unquote vacation right now
Mm.
from my job, but in reality, it's like I'm on vacation from my job, but now I have this other job as
Being a
almost
dad.
like a house sitter,
Yeah.
where
That's
Take
what
when
happens.
my-
Oh, Zelda song. Awesome.
as my wife is.
Is that being played live?
No,
It's a
something else.
recording.
As
Okay.
as my wife goes off to work, I'm at home and I'm taking care of everything and trying to take care of things around the house. Don't always have that time to just sit down
Yeah, no more days off.
until 4 p.m.
There really is no days
As
off.
from 8 a.m. when my kids wake up to about 4 p.m. I have no time for myself, and there's been a lot of times where I just have no time to even sit down. So
That's what happens.
the way I feel right now, after all this walking all day and whatever, I'm becoming more and more accustomed to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, definitely though. I need to exercise more.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all
We
do.
all do.
Because I mean, you get into this routine that you get into the exercising and everything's fine, but then with my job, which I have to get up so early, and then I get home so late, it's like when do you do it?
Yeah.
So that's my impossibility. But taking a hike, walking all day at a con, my body is really going like, really, dude?
My body
Really?
is ready.
No, it's
you
definitely
talked
not
about-
ready.
You talked about the highlights, and I immediately thought cosplayers because it's like
Yes.
what I'm almost like
Yes.
classically trained to do because
Mhm.
that's always been my favorite. It still is. But my other highlight, and I got like almost like a little bit of that E3 feeling, was
Oh, the
at,
gaming.
at one of the halls they had the Dragon Ball Fighter Z
Mm-hmm.
gaming booth, and that was one of the things that was a surprise to me today. I was not expecting gaming booths here at this exposition, and AX 2017. Thank you very much for that.
For gaming.
I got to see what I consider the game of E3 2017 live and in person. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I am even more stoked for that game now than I was to begin with.
Because now he saw it in real
I
life.
saw it in real life. I saw people playing it. It's legit. It brings back memories of Marvel versus Capcom 2. And that's
3 on
no
3
secret. Possibly one of the best games of all time, in my opinion.
with Dragon Ball Z characters.
It does look. It does.
Dragon
look
Ball
beautiful.
Z, one of my
Their
most
graphics are
beloved
very good.
franchises of all time as well. It looked excellent. It looked excellent.
Mhm.
Yes, I get it. No aerial battles like you get in the anime. But this could be like the Arkham, It could be like
Like the
step,
beginning,
the beginning,
until you get the Batmobile.
this gets you the foot in the door. Maybe the next sequel or whatever it may be will have a little more to it, like those aerial battles. Who knows? But I'm very, very
It's
excited
tough.
with what I saw.
It's tough to make those aerial battles because, like the Budokai series, I mean, they're fun for a while, but it's like, okay, you
But
launch
this
this
isn't the
guy really
Budokai
far.
series,
I know,
though.
but that's what I'm saying
Mhm.
is that there hasn't been really a game that captures the aerial battles the way
Mhm.
they're supposed to be. I imagine them kind of like a tether. Okay, you do punch a guy, your opponent, into the sky, and he flies over, but then your guy falls straight where he is, and then you keep fighting. Instead of like, oh, where'd
A
he
lot
go? And
of
then you have
the,
to search for him.
A lot of the older, like I'm talking about like original PS1, and actually they were more Japanese, not really North American release games of the Dragon Balls.
Mhm.
They had that. I remember actually one in particular. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Dragon Ball game. I don't remember the exact title, but I remember it was just a one-on-one, and when you fight, you can launch them far away.
Mhm.
And it didn't really have a health bar. It had kind of like a power meter.
Mhm.
So as you were fighting and winning, the power kind of increased to your side.
Okay.
So when you filled up max, basically you win. So it was like a struggle to basically combo and counter and they did a lot of that, the tethering. So if you would launch them and you would just either
Follow,
teleport or
Right.
follow straight to them. So
Mhm.
that older style, I can see that's also to me like what I kind of wanted to see more in it. And when I saw the E3 reveal of it, I kind of said like it's missing that. It doesn't have that.
It is. But like Leo says, maybe they'll work towards it, and then by like 2-3 years from now, we'll have an actual full-on DLC.
Now that I've seen like in person, the product, I can say that it does definitely look very appealing. Cosmetically, it looks beautiful. I like how they transition the characters in and out. The superpowers, the charge ups, everything about it looks very neat,
I've
very
mentioned
crisp.
before. To me, that seems like it's almost a day one purchase, because I know fighting games are not all the rage anymore like they used to be back in the mid 90s.
Street Fighter 2,
but I still love them. They bring me back to the old days, the good old days of video gaming.
Good old days, giggity.
Yeah, we also had to. We stopped at this booth for a developer for a video game that's not yet released for the Nintendo Switch. He was working with Capcom, I believe, on the Mega Man series, and then the Mighty Number 9. So he developed this cool game. We are gonna upload a lot of the footage, like we said. What's it called? Inti Creates.
Right, Inti Creates.
Inti Creates. So basically, indie developers.
Right.
They were with Capcom. Now they're indie. They're on their own, and they actually developed like 2 or 3 DS games. He said.
Yeah, I think they ported over some games.
It was like
in
2
the past.
remakes, because it was Master Blaster, the
that's
original,
right,
but it was
yes.
now Master Blaster 0.
Yeah, so it was a remake.
Something like that.
And so yeah, we checked it out for a bit. It looks fun. It reminds me a lot of those Metal Slug series, with like a lot of combo techniques included to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it looked fun.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed the sights and sounds of Axe live from LA. This has been Daddy's Game Time. Thank you very much for joining us today. Until next time, I'm Leo with
Rick
and
Francisco.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Also visit us at daddysgametime.com, or you can check us out at Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all at keyword Daddy's Game Time.
Don't forget our t-shirts and merchandise at daddysgametime.com/merchandise, where you can find designs inspired by pop culture, movies, and video games, designed by Leo and yours truly.
All your support is appreciated.